Hey, what is going on, YouTube? What is the deal? It is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair. I am back with another podcast, hopefully fun and informative. As a little more gaming news has broken out. Not a ton, however, not a ton. But what is happening out there from the left coast to the east coast, from Miami to Maine, from Seattle to San Antonio. Hopefully everybody's having a good Saturday afternoon or morning, wherever you may be. So what's up to the peeps in Australia, to the subs there, subs in New Guinea, Germany, France, this all over the world, England. What is happening, people? Hopefully everybody's having a good one. Japan, they logged on too. So what is happening out there? Hopefully everybody's having a good Saturday. Everybody out there in the chat, everybody out there just getting on in what is happening. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about a little bit about these debates and stuff that have been happening. I've been doing these on Saturdays. But what is happening out there, everybody? First, let's get to the news. Okay. Assassin's Creed Origins Combat, IGN. They've got like a 7 to 10 minute trailer about it. They talk to the developers. All the stuff you see running on Assassin's Creed, it's either on the Xbox. That I did talk to a friend of mine this morning, and he said that's all on Xbox X. A game again looks really good, looks fun. They have changed the combat system to a 1v1 to more of a 1v1, and then now you're in almost a kill box, and depending on how you swing, that's what's going to happen. And you have a shield. He can have 2 swords. Apparently, he's got a crossbow. Everything can be updated or upgraded. Good grief! Listen to me. Upgraded. So again, game looks really good. It looks fun. Looks like a nice re-entry. These are the same. This was predominantly done by the group who did Black Flag. So to do Black Flag. So once that's done, this is a good group because the guys that did Black Flag, that Assassin's Creed was really, really fluid. So we'll have to check that on out. Now the Ace Combat, Andrew, it's going to have the HOTAS joystick, the newest one. That'll work on that too. So if you're going to get that, try to get that HOTAS joystick. I think it's like $59.99. It's not horrible. So yeah, Black Flag was lit. But so the same group, as far as it's still Ubisoft, but the group within Ubisoft that did Assassin's Creed, they did this one. So again, they've changed the way the character is going to move around. It's a lot more stealth in this game. Black Flag was much more open world, things like that. And I like Black Flag. Don't get me wrong. This one looks like they're going back a little more to the traditional Assassin's Creed, however. So if you were fans of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and then Brotherhood, it is what it is, but it looks like it's going to be a good game again. I'll be buying it day one, provided I get no more flat tires like I did yesterday. So, because that interrupted my Hellblade. I had to go out and get a new tire. So, hey, that is what it is. So, yeah, I'm still going to go ahead and get it Hellblade. I think still be able to afford it. But anyway, we'll move on. That's for ACO. I didn't mean Ace Combat. That's Ace Combat looks interesting too. But Assassin's Creed Origin, I refer to it as ACO because it just saves space on the line. Another thing I talked about the other day, maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was a day before. Go to this where the YouTube went down in the description window here. Go to this youtube.com channel. This is Gamer MD83. So shout out to her. She's one of the big people who did nothing but BioWare stuff, and mostly on Mass Effect. She's got over 50,000 subs. But this video right here is her latest video, the youtube.com watch one here. And just just listen to her voice, listen to how she sounds, and how the disappointment, this, you all listen to it yourselves, but these are the people that are extremely disappointed with Mass Effect Andromeda, and they're not going to buy Anthem. They are on record saying they're not going to buy Anthem. So, but because it's just, Anthem is not the type of game they want to play. You'll hear the type of game that they like when you listen to her. So shout out to her. I certainly hope, I hope whatever direction she takes her channel, I certainly hope it works out. But as somebody who's a big Mass Effect fan, it is very difficult watching Mass Effect end the way it's ending. No DLC for it, because the studio has folded itself onto itself. There's no more studio to make Mass Effect. I think it was EA Montreal. EA Montreal, that studio is gone. So no, and again, it's not getting a it's not even getting a Xbox enhanced game. They're not even talking about it. So if they're not talking about it, and the Xbox X is what, less than 2 months away, or 3 months away, you know, it's less than 100 days away. So if they're not even out talking about it, they're not going to do it. Talking about the developers. So it's unfortunate. It is what it is. Again, I recommend Mass Effect for the Xbox One because you have a 4K TV and everything's backwards compatible. You can buy all 3 games for about, you can spend maybe $35 on them, and then you have to go and decide if you want to play the DLC, you know, the microtransactions, which I did. It helped enhance the game. So, but that's me. I'm a big Mass Effect fan, so of course I'm going to buy most of the content. I bought the different skins. Again, it helped enhance the game. You can't cheat to win and stuff like that. So, but the Xbox X does look, the Assassin's Creed on that, running that mode, dynamic 4K, whatever you want to call it, it's true 4K. True 4K. That mode looks it looks impressive. You know, I'm calling a spade a spade. It does look impressive. And it's going to look good on the PlayStation as well. So nobody needs to get upset. But it does look impressive. It looks, the developers seem like they really spent a lot of time and effort on it. So as long as it's better than the movie, I'll be happy. I'll be happy because anything's better than a movie. So check it out. All you peeps out there in the Carolinas, North Carolina, they're getting the Greatness Tour from Sony. They're going to come riding to your city in a couple weeks. I think it's the 21st, August 21st, right around time for when people go back to college. This is called marketing. So, but they're bringing a big caravan to town. So it is what it is. Hopefully people go ahead and check that on out. So, I've never done it before. Where in Carolina? Yeah, that is in Mooresville. It's in Mooresville. This is out of the Mooresville Tribune. Well, let me see if I can pull that up here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get my let's see if my, oh no, it's gonna go to this. I always type in GOO. My other G is sticking on my keyboard. There we go. There we go. But yeah, I'll just type this in, and but yeah, it looked like a pretty cool big ass truck, big 18-wheeler. So and Greatness Tour Sony 2017. So yeah, Road to Greatness. Yeah, Sony Interactive. Blah 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 blah. So I don't know if you all can. Let me try Mooresville, see what pops up. So I'm getting there, folks. I know what you're saying. Craig, you should have had this loaded up. You are exactly right. Okay, I think I just found it. Yep, found it. And I blame Spectrum for my internet woes. I blame Spectrum for my internet woes. Okay, I'm gonna try to screen share this, guys. All right, so that's hopefully you all can see this. Harrisville Tribune. So, but there you can see the Greatness Tour, free admission. So it's next Saturday there, Jay. Marino's Mill. So then hopefully you all can see that. And but that's exactly where it's at. This is right, like I said, right in time for kids to go back to college. This is part of their marketing. This is a nice looking 1822 wheel truck that Sony's got there. And it's like you got Kratos on the side, Griffey Jr. So, of course, this truck is from last year, I think. The guy from Destiny or somebody up there. I can't tell if that's a guy from Destiny or not. So, but needless to say, you all get what I'm saying. So you all can go and check that out in that area and then let me know what that's like. Be wanting to cover that and to see how that plays out. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now on my screen. It's looking pretty good there. So, but sales is all we talk about. No, we're actually talking about games. But yeah, I mean, this is part of the Greatness Tour, is part of their gaming. So we'll have to go ahead and see your car is out of the shop by then. Yeah, I mean, if you can go there, that's cool. But if not, I'll still try to cover it, give everybody some play-by-play. You saw the PlayStation Tour truck not far from where Rand lives. So, but yeah, moving on. The PlayStation seems to be a shout out to Porter Rock 77 because he brought this up the other day. The PlayStation joystick, which I like because you can map buttons and things like that. But the people who do the Rumble technology, they are literally saying that Nintendo and Microsoft's Rumble stuff is better. And that Sony is kind of getting lost, no, kind of to it. Sony's getting behind on, Sony is getting behind on on the Rumble technology. Now, my question to you, and I mean, Rumble stuff doesn't really matter to me. It does enhance things a little bit, but overall, do you all think that Sony should try to do a little bit more about their joystick as far as making it rumble? I mean, you already have the little, you can link it up so you can hear things through their joystick. I know when you're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, which is on sale at the Xbox store, whatever you want to call it, Xbox Live store. It's on sale this weekend. Grand Theft Auto 5 is on sale for, was it on sale for $30? $30. So if you don't have that already, and I'm sure you all probably do if you have an Xbox, but if you don't, it's on sale for $30 this weekend. They're doing that sale this weekend to counter Hellblade, because Hellblade is apparently doing very well. Lawbreakers, not for much. Yeah, Halo Storm's right. The Force for Honor is for sale as well. But Grand Theft Auto is kind of the big one. That just popped up out of nowhere, out of the blue. This is why I don't like the sales. This is for both PSN and Xbox, is that you don't get like a paper that says our news feed, nothing, nothing on Windows, nothing. Oh, you have to turn your shit on, and then there it is. So what I am going to do, I'll announce this now. I am working on an app so that people know what shit is on sale for everybody. Everybody. You click on that app and you say, oh, this week this will be on sale, instead of everybody constantly having to go online and then see, oh, this is on sale. Oh, I got to wait for this. So, it is what it is. But I mean, but back to the joystick, by the way, I got off track. Damn. Y'all can't let me get off track like that. The PS Rumble, that's what I put that down there. The PlayStation Rumble is kind of falling behind in the jungle, if you know what I mean. According to these developers who think that they feel that Nintendo, I guess with the Joy-Cons and things like that, that it is what it is. I mean, I said this on Porter Rock's podcast the other day. The Xbox joystick for me, it contours to my hands a lot better than the PlayStation joystick, but it's heavier and you're putting more stress on your wrists. The PlayStation joystick is lighter, so it's less stress on your wrist, okay? But it's more stress on your fingers. So it's a either way, it's a catch. You know, this depends on how you want to do it. So, but yeah, so moving on from that. So what do you all think? Do you think Sony could do a little bit more with the joystick as far as the rumbling and stuff like that? Again, like I said, that's a hardware question. I know it's a joystick. I know I'm like, well, as long as it works, I don't care. But it is what it is. Conan Exiles, this game kicks off. This is a multi-plat game, but it will be part of Microsoft's preview program, and that starts on the 16th of August. I had to look at the calendar. It starts Wednesday, and Conan Exiles is coming to Xbox first. How many of you all out there plan on playing this game? It's called Conan's Exiles. Looks like a cross between, it looks a little bit like The Witcher. It's got some stealth like Far Cry. Again, I'm not knocking it. I don't know enough about it. I did leave a link in the description. You know, I left a link in the description there for people who are thinking about it. I think it's right there, the Windows Central. So, but I am just trying to figure out who is going to buy the game or who is going to look at the game. Don't ask me about the preview program because I have no idea. That's something else I got to sign up for, and I got to pay for that. I am not going to do it. I mean, it is crazy. Again, all the and again, I understand that what Microsoft is doing. So you said that game looks like trash? Really? The Conan game looks like trash. So, I mean, again, that's oh my, I mean, oh my God. So, all right, so Cycle's chiming in on my question. They can do better with the rumble. It's a dynamic rumble versus a native rumble or a checkerboard rumble. Yeah, I mean, my whole point on it is in order for you to enjoy that rumble, you may have to have a heavier joystick. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking it either way. To me, it doesn't matter. I just want my joystick to work. But I understand the people who do like it. I know when I'm playing Forza, like when my car goes off the road, which is a lot, by the way, that joystick, it really rumbles. I mean, so that's pretty cool. So Halo Storm, you're saying it looks like trash because it's on it. I mean, that's a bad statement. I'm just I don't know that it looks like trash. So I mean, I didn't really get a chance to look at it. So I didn't even know it was coming out. I mean, I didn't know it was part of their preview program. I just saw that. Yeah, it is a multi-plat, but it is part of the Xbox preview. And again, I'm trying to do good news for Xbox here because everybody says I bash them, even though I'm trying to look at it half full now. Half full. It's not on PlayStation. No, you're right. It's not on PlayStation until next year, Halo Storm. You're right. It won't be on there till 2018. So, and Microsoft is getting an early, this is an alpha almost. Yeah, the Xbox preview. Yeah, it's an alpha. So, yes, it's still a multi-plat. It is. You're right, but I'm trying to look at it like it's an alpha. How many people are going to play the game? That was my question. But Halo Storm saying it looked like trash. So, I mean, that's I don't know what else to say. So, oh man. So the rumble is great to use. Andrew's saying only thing they can make handles a little longer. The handle's a little longer on the controller, slightly heavier. But that's but again, Sony is trying to move away from that. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So do you all think Sony's getting do you think Sony is leaving that behind on purpose? You know, because that will make things a little bit more expensive, but your joystick will be heavier. That's an astute, observation. Like I said, the Xbox joystick contours to your hand better, but it's heavier because of the AA batteries. The PlayStation joystick puts more stress on your fingers. So no, I mean that's fine. I mean, you don't care about the game. That's cool. Like I said, I'm just trying to get a judgment on who's going to get it because it is part of their preview program. So I mean, that's it. I mean, again, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I don't care. As far as the debate yesterday with Jabari and what you call it, I listened to it this morning. I did not realize. I thought it was happening today, but I had a crazy day yesterday dealing with that car. I had a flat tire. As far as who won the debate, I thought. I mean, this is not me taking sides here. I thought Jabari won the debate strictly because, again, the Xbox guys are getting caught up in their feelings. My whole thing on crossplay is that, and I said this yesterday, I don't know why that's so important to the Xbox community. If you want crossplay, you can go to esports, and the guy was like, well, that's anti-consumer. No, it's not. It's not anti-consumer. It's Sony had wanted crossplay last generation. Jabari brought that up again. That was a fact, okay? And Microsoft turned it down. And that's when he went into the whole, well, I don't want to talk about the past. Well, I mean, then what's your point? Sony does have crossplay with what? I mean, there's like 2 or 3 PC games they got it with. That's what they're doing. They want people on their platform. And again, I said this yesterday. It's important for Microsoft to get crossplay because they want, I mean, again, look, I mean, they get inundated every day with people wanting to play games like MLB. I mean, if you have an Xbox system, you can't play MLB The Show. And there's a lot of kids that still like baseball. We may be older, we may not play it. But yeah, so I thought he had a much better point. I think the other point was they talked about what they ended up talking about backwards compatibility, which to me is stupid. That's a feature that Xbox has, and that's fine. I mean, but again, and I'm taking advantage of it right now. So if that's what you want, that's what you want. But they had to do something to compensate for the fact that they don't have any first-party games on the console. So it is what it is. So I thought that shout out the Next Gen. If you all didn't listen to that debate, shout out to them. But I can't remember what the second question was. But the PlayStation VR thing. That guy literally saying that it was a failed peripheral when, one, he hasn't tried it. And this is for anybody. If you haven't tried something, how can you have a good opinion on it? That's like somebody sitting in me, or that's like you going to a restaurant and say that the cake is nasty. It's like, well, how do you know? You haven't even played, you haven't tried it. How do you know what it tastes like? So and like JBR said, you don't need a pro to play the PSVR. And like they said, it's sold over 1 million units, but that guy was calling it a failure. That's stupid. I mean, I don't care who you are. It's sold 1 million units. It's a brand new peripheral. So it's only what? Is it a year old roughly? And it's crazy. As far as the final free for all they were talking about, ask yourselves a basic question. This is for the people in the chat. If power was so important, because that's what he is saying, you need to understand that the Xbox community does believe that the only reason why the PlayStation outsold it is overpower. Okay, but if that were true, ask them to explain the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is least power, doesn't have as much power as a PlayStation or an Xbox, but yet they already are at 1/5 or one fifth, because the Xbox has sold about 26 million consoles. Okay, Xbox One has sold 26 million consoles, so they're being outsold damn near 3-1 by Sony. Damn near. I think it's more. It's 2-1. So ask yourselves, how come the Switch has been able to sell? As far as the other stuff, what sells consoles, and the reason why the Switch is selling is because, could it be their exclusive games? Because it's not the power. But in order for me to play Zelda, Mario, whatever's coming out, I gotta have that system. Those are system selling games. So, and I mean, everything else though was BS. So, and it is what it is. So yeah, VR doing all right. Yeah, it is. And that's the main thing. They didn't do VR and expect it to do 40 million units. Okay, they did not expect it to do 40 million units. So, and yeah, Savage Uger Power did not do anything. It only came up this generation, and the guy brought up IGN. Well, if IGN takes screenshots and then does a side-by-side comparison, that's got nothing to do with Sony. So, Zelda, I think ARMS, don't they have a Mario game on there? I mean, my point cycle is that you have a Switch, don't you? Don't you have a Switch? I can't remember if you bought one or not. My point is that a lot of people, not everybody, because I have an Xbox. Yeah, Mario Kart. Yeah, I'm just simply saying, in order for me to play ARMS, in order for me to play, and the guy was literally saying, well, everybody's doing crossplay. And I'm like, man, look, if you want crossplay that bad, then go play esports. You can do crossplay all day long. But Jay Barry's point of players, whatever that thing is, underground, I don't even know what the hell that is. He thinks that's a big deal. It's like, okay, well, it's going to be cross-platform with PC. Go play with the PC guys. Oh, you did sell it. All right, but my point cycle is, my whole point is that exclusives do matter. So, and that's why the Switch is selling. And now what they're going to put a lot of Wii U games on the Switch. They said something like that in a press conference. So good for them. Good for them. But again, I can't buy an Xbox and play Mario. I can't buy I can't buy an Xbox and vice versa. I can't play Forza on the Nintendo. The Forza is native to the Microsoft ecosystem, and it helps them sell consoles, period. So, and it helps them sell consoles, period. So, and so does God of War for the PlayStation and stuff like that. So, and again, people got to really understand what I'm saying here. Xbox really needs crossplay because they aren't moving as many units. So, what does esports have to do with crossplay? Everything. Esports, you can sign up on the PlayStation, and when you get into those tournaments, you will play against whoever. They will set you up against PlayStation people and Xbox people. You'll still be playing cross-plat, but it's a tournament. And of course, the Xbox, I mean, like Jay Barry said, Sony is not going to do anything to help Microsoft. They're not. They're not. So, and just this last generation, when Sony was struggling, when Sony was struggling last generation, they wanted crossplay, and Microsoft told them no. Again, it wasn't going to help Microsoft. So, this NES will sell more than Xbox One X. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I put it like this: if December 14th, and that's when MPD will be reported for that. I mean, the fact that we're talking about this in August is pathetic. But if the Xbox X gets outsold by the Nintendo and or the PlayStation, I would die. I mean, can you imagine the damage control on that? So, PS4 took a hit. Well, they all took hits. Esports is not crossplay. Oh, yes, it is. They just did a big esports tournament with FIFA. That was crossplay. You can do crossplay with NBA 2K. You can do it with Madden. I mean, you can. You can. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So, I mean, but as far as and they're bringing in, didn't they just do was it Overwatch? So, anti-consumer is anti-consumer. That's the problem cycle is that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the podcast now. Understand what anti-consumer is. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. And people can just jump on in. There it is. All right, there it is. Because you all don't know what anti-consumer is. So Elder Scrolls 3 was an Xbox exclusive. Okay. I don't know how is Spider-Man and you all don't know what anti-consumerism is. So You all don't know, so somebody's gonna get in here and debate me on that. Just get on in here. Let's go. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know they have. Well, Knights of the Old Republic is an exclusive to Xbox. Okay, the OG Xbox. So those games are not crossplay. Okay, Lawbreakers would benefit from crossplay if it was PS4/Xbox One. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. Xbox, not me. Sony owns the right. Well, Sony does own the rights to Spider-Man. That's I don't want. Oh, golly, do I have to put a link of that in there? Let me. Yeah, I'll just Google that and I'll just put that in the thing. You all can read that. Bought the rights to Spider-Man when Marvel. You all don't know this, okay? Marvel went bankrupt. Marvel's movie studios went bankrupt. They had to sell Spider-Man. They in anything related to that. That's why Fox is doing Deadpool and the X-Men. Okay, Marvel does the Avengers and everything dealing with the Avengers. They had to. See, I'm just going to type this Sony buys Spider-Man. All right. I'm just going to copy this. So, yeah. Inside the – all right. Yeah, here it is. Here's one that says inside the deal that brought Sony Spider-Man back to Marvel. And superhero – I'm just going to – you all need to read this. This is from cheatsheet.com. And I'm putting this link in the description. First one is Spider-Man that Marvel does not own rights to anymore. All right, and you all can look at this yourselves because you all do not understand how this works.
Yo, can you hear me?
What's up?
Hello.
What's happening, blood? All right, so I just typed. That's in the description. Okay. So Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man. Therefore, it's anti-consumer if they said we own the rights to Spider-Man and we're not going to ever make a Spider-Man movie. That's anti-consumer. But giving the rights out, look, in order for them to make a Spider-Man game, Sony's not making that game. They gave Insomniac the rights. Therefore, there's your first strike for anti-consumerism. Okay, that game will be coming out on their platform. That's strike two. As I'm a consumer and I get access to it, hey, what's happening? I get access to it. That means it's not anti-consumer. Y'all, the people got to get over that. You don't know what anti-consumerism is. That is me owning a product and then me not ever sharing the product with anybody. You know, so... I mean, but Sony is going to share that. First of all, they're sharing the Spider-Man character with Marvel. That's why he's in Civil War. That's why Iron Man is in Homecoming. Just damn, you don't know what anti-consumerism is. So, but now you know. What's up, Psycho Gamer? What is happening?
What's happening, man?
Man, Psycho, man, you was up early this morning, man. I saw you in that Jimmy B Gaming chat. Hey, shout out to Jimmy B Gaming. I hope he keeps doing stuff like that because I love those ride-alongs. So that's the only person on YouTube doing that shit. So I love it. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I love it, man. But what's been going on, man? What happened to your drone, man? It keeps on running away from you.
Man, well, it's the first time it got lost. It got lost in Toronto, and somebody found it. The funny thing is people laugh at me because I wrote a sticker on it. I have a little label maker. And so I wrote, if you find me, please dial this number.
Right.
And so everybody always laughing, like, you think somebody going to really give it back to you, whatever. And so, yes, I lost it, and somebody found it and called me up and was like, man, I saw your number on the drone, and I want to get it back to you. So yeah.
Damn.
So it's on its way back now from Toronto.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, how do you
I got lucky. Well, I only lost it once.
Okay. Well, you said one time you lost it, but it came back, right?
No. I didn't. That was all in one situation where it was out there, and you hit a home button, it'll come back to you. But I actually lost it this time, like by the airport, like lost it.
Oh shit!
Like I got all the way back home to the United States, and realized I didn't have it, lost it. so yeah. But the time I lost it the first time, it wasn't really a loss. It was just I couldn't see it anymore. So I just hit the home button and it came home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, what's happening? I mean, somebody's going to explain to me what anti-consumerism is.
I will once the cycle's done.
I know what it is, and I know what it's not.
I mean, I think anti-consumer is anti-consumer. You can't say one situation was anti-consumer with let's say Microsoft didn't do cross-play last generation, but then say it's not anti-consumer when Sony does it. Like if it's anti-consumer, it's anti-consumer.
But it's up now. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm saying I just don't think that there's any in between on that. You know what I mean? Like what's anti-consumer is anti-consumer. It was anti-consumer, in my opinion. It was anti-consumer for Microsoft not to do crossplay last generation, and I think it's anti-consumer Sony not to do crossplay this generation. Even with something like Rocket League, which it validates any of their excuses as far as having to get on Microsoft servers and stuff like that, because I think that game is ran by Rocket League's servers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's supplemented by Xbox and Sony as far as if there's a scaled overload.
Yeah. Well, there's something in the middle there where they're both, it's in the middle there. It's not something that you have to sign up for Xbox for or you have to sign up for PSN for. I mean, as far as the opposite, console is concerned, that's something that's right in the middle, and it could be done and it should be done. All
right, let me ask you a quick football. I'll call it the football. It's football season. Everybody here like football, right?
Okay. Yes.
Let me ask you. All right. Yeah, I watch it off and on. So let me ask you all a football question. It's fourth quarter. It's 10 minutes left in the game. We're up 55-17. We're running the ball 4 to 6 yards a pop. Defense can't stop us. Cycle, you the coach. Mm-hmm. I come up to you. Hey, coach, let's throw the ball. What are you going to say?
No.
Why?
Because, first of all, you said you're up by 55 points, right?
Well, we're up 55-17, 10 minutes left in the fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to risk it. You don't want to risk anything. I wouldn't throw it in the air because I wouldn't want to risk getting intercepted.
Okay. Well, then you're looking at the same thing here. It's 62 to 20 to 25. We're in the fourth quarter. There's 10 minutes left. Microsoft screaming, "We want crossplay." And so, what are you going to say if you're Sony? No,
that's the thing. Like I said, for me, it's anti-consumer either way. For Microsoft not to do it last generation, and for Sony not to do it this generation. I don't think the sales. I don't think the sales numbers would change if you allow people from different systems to play together.
Then what's the point of having any system?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What's the point? If there's nothing on the Nintendo Switch, I mean, if I buy a Nintendo Switch, I know you said you sold yours. I am buying it to play Zelda, Mario, whatever.
That's the thing. They're not giving.
Hold on. Then Microsoft said we're going to crossplay this with the Xbox One. Then what's the point of owning a Nintendo?
That's the thing. This is a multi-plat. So you can ask that. You can ask that for any situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Spider-Man situation. It's not like they own Spider-Man and they're saying, and I'm saying it's anti-consumer for them not to let Xbox people play Spider-Man. I mean, that is a reason to own a PS4 is because of Spider-Man. This game is a multi-plat game. It's a multi-platform game, and everybody is sharing except Sony. To me, that is anti-consumer.
Is Sony not doing any cross-play on any games?
No, I'm talking about with Xbox or Nintendo.
Well, but are they not doing any? But are they not? Well, they're doing. You said with the racing, the rocket car game. So they're doing that.
I'm talking about with Rocket League.
Yeah. Are they doing it with
PC?
And they're doing so they are doing crossplay. I mean, so I can see if I can see if they weren't doing any crossplay at all, then people could say, well, maybe there's a little, you can scratch your head on that. But no, you do not give your competitor, if you want to call it that, you don't want to give them any. I mean, you watch UFC. Mm-hmm. You know, do you really think that somebody, all right, you've been to those events. You really think somebody's going to get somebody in a hold and say, you know what? You know, we're going to let you
No,
up,
but
you know.
Look, this is the thing, though. Boxing is competing with UFC. UFC is competing with boxing, but they do find times to work together for a greater goal for the fans.
Well,
and you see that in this. And you see that in this fight coming up right now in Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. The fans said they wanted this, and so they're giving it to the fans. You would never see boxing really work with UFC like on this scale. You know what I'm saying? Where a UFC fighter is going to boxing, where he's limited in his skills. You would never see that, but the fans have asked for it, and this is a consumer friendly move for everybody, for the benefit of everybody.
Yeah, but it's not good for business.
It's great for business.
How is it great? How is it great if I have something that you want? And you know, that's not great.
I'm saying, look at this. Look, how can you say that the UFC and boxing isn't benefiting from this in any kind of way? Like they're both making money off of it.
But I think UFC is benefiting more. But yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. But that's an exhibition. Now, I can see if they were going to say, well, Floyd can stand up and box, and O'Du can, you know, grapple, do whatever he does. You know, they're making, McGregor, in order for McGregor to make the money that he's making, he has to do what? Come into that arena.
Right.
So, and it's the same way with this. Hey, if you want to play whatever, I'm using MLB The Show because those guys had to come out with a tweet about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, literally saying that, you know, they're getting inundated with phone calls from Microsoft owners asking why they can't play that game. And they had to say they are a Sony first party studio. They make this game for Sony first party. Therefore, you have to have that console to play their game.
I mean, I'm not arguing that. That's not nothing. I'm talking about the share play, especially with something like Rocket League. Like if you own the developer or whatever you own the rights to that game, you own the rights to it. Fuck it. That just is what it is. I'm talking about something that can benefit everyone. It's what detriment is Sony having by not letting everyone play Rocket League together? How is that hurting anybody?
I thought they are playing Rocket League together.
I'm talking about with Xbox guys and PC guys and Nintendo guys. Why can't everybody play that game together? Why is everybody playing fair with that?
I thought they were. So no, Rocket. They're not. No. All right. Well, I mean, then again, you make a choice as a consumer. Okay, if you want to be able to play it, yeah, that's why. I mean, so then it's not anti-consumer. If I have a choice as a consumer, that takes away anti-consumerism.
Hey, Craig, can I bring up a point right quick about being anti-consumer?
Oh, yeah, man. Go ahead, Andrew.
Because this is one of the reasons why that dude lost the debate yesterday. All Xbox dudes stick to the same talking points. Anti-consumer to me is when Xbox announces backwards compatibility, but you know most people don't keep their old games. So you're selling these old games for $20+ these old 360 games, when you know they aren't worth that damn value. You're overcharging for backwards compatibility games because you know a lot of fools, or not fools, but people trade in their games, don't have those old games. To me, that's anti-consumer. Then you come out with that. No, wait, hold on. Then you come out with the Game Pass, $10 a month to play old ass games. So you double charging people to play old games. To me, that's anti-consumer. What about that?
Well, again,
can I answer that? Or you, okay, never mind.
Well, I will, then I'll kick it right to you, Cycle. I promise. This will be quick. The fact that Microsoft is giving you the option to buy the game. I have an Xbox One S, okay? I chose to play Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so did it because I have a choice now. Nope, Microsoft did not come to my door and put a gun to my face and said, you're going to play these games. Because as long as I, as a consumer, have a choice, then it's not anti-consumer, okay? It's not. Anti-consumerism is literally you don't have a choice. Like you have to buy this or else. If where you live, if you live in Seattle, Washington, and Microsoft says, you know what, we can't. You can't buy Xbox in Seattle, Washington. I don't care that our base is up here in Washington. You have to go to Wyoming to get it. That's anti-consumerism. You are literally making those people go out of their way to buy the product. you have a choice. It's the same when I was out the cycle about the Rocket League game. If you want to play with Nintendo folk, then I can either buy a Nintendo, okay, or I can buy an Xbox and play with those guys. I'm already understanding if I want to play Rocket League and I buy a PlayStation, I'm not going to play with those people for whatever reason. Okay, Sony's just not going to do it. Again, people are asking them to do something that you don't have to do. I take it back to the whole coaching thing. If we don't have to do it, we're not going to do it. So, but go ahead, Cycle. Go ahead, brother.
No, you just pretty much echoed exactly what I was getting ready to say, as far as that's concerned. But as far as with Rocket League, it's not about wanting to play with Nintendo guys or wanting to play with PC guys or wanting to play with Sony guys or whatever, or wanting to play with Xbox guys. It's more people wanting to play together, wanting there to be more people available to play the game. So basically, let's say if I'm trying to catch a game in there and I can't catch one for whatever reason, it'll be easier for us to find a match if there's millions of people playing as opposed to 500,000 people playing. You know what I mean?
Well, I agree with that as far as you would have more people to, in theory, play the title. That's fine, but that's still not broaching on anti-consumerism. I mean, you got a motorcycle. Imagine them saying the only place you can go buy tires is friggin' Sarasota, Florida. That's the only place in the world that sells you tires. That's anti-consumerism to the other 49 states that may have the bikes. But they can still say, well, you got the option, you need to come down. No, I mean, if you're getting your teeth kicked in, you have to build a better platform. I literally, I don't know if it was Mike Ybarra. If it wasn't, I do apologize. He tweeted out, some Microsoft executive said, we have all these stats to say people want crossplay. And I almost said to him, hey, look, why don't you make first party IP?
Again, you're making this about Microsoft. It's not about Microsoft. It's about the Nintendo guys, the PC guys. It's about everybody. You know what I mean? It's not just Xbox guys wanting to have a broader play base. Nintendo is allowing it, and they're at 5 million sold, but they're on the rise, right? PC has however many people, it's probably more than the PlayStation already. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about. That's what we're getting this misconstrued. It's not about Xbox. It's about just having more people available to play the game with each other. And Sony is the only company that's keeping that from happening with everyone.
Well, maybe Sony is smart and they know something. How about that?
Yeah, what game should be
maybe not.
What game should be cross-platform?
What do you mean?
Because see, now you're taking away here's what you're doing. You are literally saying to these companies, there's no reason to have a Nintendo when you can just go buy an Xbox. See, that's what Xbox wants.
Your reasoning to go get a Nintendo I'm sorry. Your reason to going ahead and get a Nintendo is for the Marios, the Mario Karts, and Nintendo games. Your reason for getting the Xbox is for the Xbox games. Your reason for getting PlayStation is for PlayStation games. I'm not opposed to playing Call of Duty against whatever platform, as long as we have the same equipment.
Well, but that's my point, is that what game, that's the thing. See, I think everybody's thinking short term. What's the long game here? Okay, it's to get rid of all the I'm telling you what the deal here is. Microsoft they're getting beaten so bad, they really want cross play. Because they do not want people their long-term goal is for everybody, like I've said before, to hold hands and go to the picnic and go to the park and fly balloons. That's what they want. And I'm not knocking their vision. That's what they think is going to work. The only way they're going to get that is for Sony and or Nintendo, or for both, to go ahead and do crossplay. But let me ask you all this. Let me ask you this real quick. Mm-hmm. Why is there no crossplay between the Windows 10 store and Steam? Because
I have no idea.
Because that would hurt Steam. Steam's not, even if Microsoft called them up and said, we think we can work out a good deal, Steam's going to say no. That takes people off our platform and brings them to you.
This is what I'm saying with Rocket League is it's not going to take anything from anybody. It's not taking a player base from Sony or Nintendo or Xbox. It's not taking anything.
Hey, Cycle, you mind if I bring up a good quick point right quick?
Go ahead.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
First of all, going by the analytics, the Xbox community isn't about gaming. Aren't that good at gaming, doesn't game enough. Can I bring up a few points? The man with the million, who all the Xbox fan base should be praising, only has 5,000 subs. The group that brings on Albert Pinello and Phil Spencer do interview have very few subs. But the people who don't game put up false gameplay and has been exposed as non-gamers get 10,000 videos, 10,000 views per video. That's the Xbox fan base.
That's not the Xbox fan base.
Listen to what I'm saying. Do you guys really want crossplay? When you watch the PlayStation guys and PC guys, they skillful as hell on their gameplay. Do you guys want to get embarrassed more and have us PlayStation guys play you Xbox guys and post videos on YouTube or crossplay? We will embarrass you even more because obvious you guys aren't about gaming because Rand should be at 50,000 plus subs right now because all he does is talk about gaming and not drama. Guys who bring on Phil Spencer, since you or Xbox fanboys kisses my behind so much, they should be at 100,000 subs. It's not about gaming with the Xbox community. I know Xbox fans in person. I watch the gameplay online. Most of the guys that play Forza crash against the walls every time. You guys can't even play Forza well, but you want to play us in crossplay? We will expose y'all.
Well, I always crash that car Forza. I can tell you
that. Yeah, I find it funny that you saying y'all like.
Well, let me see your Forza gameplay. I guarantee you my Drive Club gameplay is better than your Forza gaplay. We could post that.
You can't compare Drive Club to Forza.
I played Forza. It's a piece of trash. I played Forza.
Man, you got issues with Microsoft shit.
Well, Forza Motorsports is sorry. I swear to God, sir, that's a sorry game. I ain't talking about Horizon. Motorsports can't touch Gran Turismo with a pole stick. It's nowhere near on Gran Turismo's level. But go ahead.
Let me address some of your comments real quick.
Okay.
It's not Xbox fans or whatever the fan base. That is people in general. People want to be entertained. Right. So it's not like Xbox fans are gravitating to them because whatever reason. It's because they like to be entertained and they like to hear the bullshit. It's not just Xbox fans subscribe to them either. There's Sony guys subscribe to them because they want to hear the bullshit. There's Nintendo guys subscribe to them because they want to hear the bullshit. In general, people don't want to hear real talk. It's just in general, people just want to be. That's what people come to YouTube for, to be entertained.
Yeah.
So that's
well. Let me say this. My bad, Cycle. Let me interrupt you there, but I mean, it's not even about that. I mean, look, to me, people got to really understand the long game here. That's cross play, and I can see if Sony did zero cross play, but I'm pretty sure Street Fighter, or Street Fighter 5 maybe, and I think that is cross play, and there'll be other games. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, and that's where they're going to cross play at. So and then Sony is putting, was it PlayStation Now or whatever, PlayStation 1 Now or something like that. They're putting stuff on the PC cross platform. Being anti-consumer, it just does not benefit them to give another. This like in a boxing match, you got your opponent on the ropes. You're not gonna stop, and they're on the ropes. It does help. I'm telling you, as a Microsoft person, the fact that I'm having to play backwards compatible games and no new IP. That's sorry, man. I mean, I'm not bashing the console. I know I can put in Batman versus Superman or, one of these UHD movies, Ghost in the Shell, which was garbage, straight trash. Don't get me started on Ghost in the Shell, but it looks good with the HDR and the 4K and with the Xbox. So, man, I'm just saying that there's no long-term benefit for the person that's in the lead. I mean, I agree with your Cycle and this is the reason why Microsoft didn't do it last year. They didn't need to. They were rolling consoles out. Even with Red Ring of Death, they were still selling those consoles left and right. And Sony was the one. They were hemorrhaging. Everybody knows that. People don't need to damage control that. That is public record, how the PS3 damn near took them under. So they're the ones that reached up and said, hey, let's do cross-platform gaming. And Microsoft said no, because Microsoft didn't need it. They didn't need it.
In my opinion, that's anti-consumer on Microsoft's part. In my opinion.
How?
I mean, if there's a game out there that that if nobody's losing in this situation, okay, if there's a game out there that can handle crossplay between an Xbox and a PSN network without anybody getting any advantages, as far as you don't have to sign up for PSN, or you don't have to sign up for you don't have to sign up for two services, basically. That's what I'm saying. If there's a server where we can play against each other on the same playing field, I don't understand why that can't happen, because it's not it's not hurting anyone's business.
Yeah, but that was offered last gen by a third party. I mean, you have to dig for the art.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, Microsoft said no.
I'm being consistent in my statement in saying that I believe that was anti-consumer for Microsoft to do that last generation, and I think it's anti-consumer this generation for Sony not to do it with a game like Rocket League. Now, if there's a game where you have to sign up for Xbox Live in order to play, on PlayStation against somebody on the Xbox, then I can see that being an issue. But if there is no issue with the servers and you can just get on and play against somebody on the Xbox on your PSN, then I don't understand where the problem lies.
Well, because of the long game. That's your problem in a nutshell. Is that it's all right to me? If you want to play Rocket League, or is it called Rocket League or Rocket Cars?
Rocket League.
Okay, all right. Because I see people playing the game, their cars got a rocket behind it, you know, so it's on fire. It looks like it's moving fast, and that's fine. I'm not knocking the game. I've heard nothing but good things about the game. It's always, it's a big time esport game too. So, but I mean, again, esports, they did FIFA cross play, and they just did that, and I don't know if that was June maybe or July. They just did FIFA. So it's just, if you all want cross play, console cross play, you're literally taking the ability. You're now removing why even have the console, okay? Because it's like I can just go ahead and get this on anything. Now, who does that benefit right now? Right now, Cycle, you're a businessman. Who does that benefit more? Who does that benefit?
What benefit? Who does what benefit? What do you mean?
If everybody's just able to buy whatever they want and cross-play every game, who benefits?
Well, that's the thing. It won't be a cross-play for every game.
Well,
it won't be.
Okay,
I mean, the game is already multi-plat. So if you like playing on PlayStation, you can get it on PlayStation. You can still have a big player base if it was open for you guys to play against each other.
Yeah, but that's a slippery slope. You see what I'm saying? You're literally, all right, you start with one game. Mm-hmm. Let's just say Sony capitulates. The next game is going to be what? Call of Duty. Then the next game after that is going to be something else. And it's going to be something else. And Sony wants that.
As a consumer, you already have a choice on where to buy Call of Duty. I'm sorry. The problem is you're cutting out or on my end, and I'm and I'm thinking you're not saying anything. I'm thinking you're not saying anything, so that's why I'm talking. I don't mean to talk over.
All right. No. Go ahead. I was done. I'm just saying that you're tearing down the wall. And if I'm cutting out, it's my bad. I blame Spectrum. Spectrum.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you're asking somebody to tear down a wall that makes them stand apart. And again, my question would be, after Rocket League, then the next game they're going to push for, because they're getting pummeled right now. It's bad. It's worse than what these fanboys think it is. It's Hail Mary time for Microsoft. It is literally Hail Mary time.
My point to you is the game is already multi-player.
Okay.
So how are they losing anything? The game is already multi-plat. So it's not like Call of Duty is exclusive to PlayStation or exclusive to Xbox. How are you losing anything on a multi-platform game?
Yeah, but that's my question, is that's what I'm saying. It's a long, they're playing a long, Microsoft's playing a long game. They know that once they can get Sony to capitulate on one game, there's going to be a push. Oh, we want to play MLB The Show. We don't have no base. They know that's coming.
Maybe not. I don't know.
And if Albert, maybe it's not even Albert Pernell. It was somebody, as a Microsoft executive. Sony has numbers too that say their fan base or their ecosystem of players don't want cross play. Who do you think they? Yeah, they actually have. Well, think about it. They've got 60 million plus units on station, and they've got what 18 million people on PSN, give or take.
Okay.
Give or take. They just picked me up, so they already know 2/3 of their buyers don't even play online.
Oh wow.
So why are you going to, see what I'm saying now? So it's I don't see how it's anti-consumer if I have a choice. I already know if I want to play somebody called it Rocket Soccer Car in the chat. So shout out to him. I already know as a consumer, if I want to play multi-plat with the Nintendo people, I can get that on Xbox. If I just want to play it, or the Switch. Hey, my friend's got an Xbox. I got the Switch. Let's go play the Rocket Car game. And the Sony guys are gonna be like, that's fine. You can go ahead and play that. We'll play Street Fighter. So which it is on PC. Somebody just sent me that link. So
for me again, that's just anti-consumer to me, because it's like if you're a little kid and your mother bought you a PlayStation, and you're another kid and your mother bought you a Switch, but you guys have the same game, why aren't you allowing them to play together if it's not hurting you in any kind of way? Why not? The kid already has a Switch, and the other kid already has a PS4.
Right.
And that's all they get for Christmas. That's all they getting for a year.
It hurts. Why? It's because Sony does not have to do it. I go back to the football comparison.
They're not doing it because they're not doing it because they don't want to, and they don't have to.
They don't have to.
I get that. Right.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's pretty much the reality. I mean, if we're up 55-18, 10 minutes left in the game, right, we're running the ball effectively, and either Andrew or myself comes to you and says, Coach Cycle, we want to chuck the ball around because that's what the fans want. You're going to be like, you know what? F the fans, we're going to win this game and get on up out of here. That's what you right, said that yourself. I would not do that. All right, so if you're Sony and Microsoft is pleading, we're getting pummeled here. We don't have the games that you guys have first party. And I'm not making fun of it. Look, that's not me fanboying out. That's a reality. We don't have MLB The Show. We don't have these games. We want a back door into you all system. We're all three men here, so I'm gonna have to say this: would all three of us men let some other dude come in and just fuck his girl?
Oh no.
All right, Sony ain't gonna do the same thing either. Some dudes may like that. Let me keep it 100. If you like that, all right, cool, deuces. I got you. But nobody else is going to allow that. Go ahead, bro.
You're looking at it as a competitive sports team situation. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it, as a consumer. I'm looking at it as a consumer, and so that's just the way I see it. As a kid, the Sega Genesis and my friend had the Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? It would have been amazing to be able to play against my friend that had the Nintendo.
Right.
That would have been great for me. If I would have known that they had the opportunity to do that, and they're just saying no because of, for whatever reason, I would be upset about that. That's just me personally. That's just me.
What is Sony's official statement? Did they have to come out with an official statement? Are they just...
They said something about protecting children from something.
Bullshit.
It's not secure. But yeah, Sony doesn't want to be honest and say that they really don't want. I want to say just one thing though, like you said, Cycle. You said Sony doesn't do it because they doesn't have to. But let me bring you something about your so-called platform of choice, Microsoft. Microsoft
platform of choice.
I'm gonna tell you why. Microsoft doesn't have to bring exclusives because they don't have to. They got a bunch of idiots on Twitter and YouTube damage controlling the failure. Why are you defending the loser? They know they got a bunch of sheepish. You know who Microsoft is? You know how much power they have and who they have ties to? They got analytics on all of y'all. They study all of you guys. They know what you say and what you do.
Sony does?
Yes, I do. That's why when it comes to the camera thing, I understand Sony and Microsoft invades on our privacy. I've read those agreements to where they can give your information to the government. I know what's going on in the world, brother. When you got to sign on and you got to first get your console, they can pass your footage and everything you do to the government. I understand that. But my point is this. If Sony doesn't have to do crossplay because they're winning, why is it that Microsoft doesn't have to have good relationship with developers to get exclusive games on their console? They got stupid idiots who attack Sony all day online for them. And these execs are dumb enough to engage with these dummies on Twitter, making their platform look bad. That's why you guys aren't getting games like Hellblade and Nier Automata and Bloodborne. That's why you will never experience that greatness unless you buy a console.
Get Hellblade, yeah, Nier, because of the way that broke bad with that studio. That may be asking a little bit. Hellblade is still a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nier. I mean, I'm not saying that to be funny. Nier, because of the way that studio that all went down, may be tough. But again, that's what you buy it on. You want to play Nier that bad, you're going to go buy a PlayStation 4 for. I'm telling you, you can get one at the pawn shop right now for like $150, and then go buy Nier. You know, you can go buy Nier Automata. You know, I mean, anti-consumerism literally means that there really policies in place so that you have to go out of your way to do something to get something, and that's what I'm saying. These cats they're misconstruing what anti-consumerism is. I'm not trying to, I ain't dissing on nobody, but consumerism is. I mean, is McDonald's anti-consumer food that can make you fat and give you high cholesterol and give you a heart attack? You have a choice as a consumer to go to McDonald's.
I got a question for you. For both of y'all, is there any situation where you feel like anti-consumerism is good?
I don't know. Not that I think of, no.
I can tell you one situation. I'm going to tell you one situation from an Xbox. But
okay.
For me, it's when it's moving technology forward. I'm cool with it then. I can remember back in maybe it was 2001, 2000 or 2001. I remember reading. This is back in the day when the internet wasn't what it is today, and I used to get the magazines in the mail from from Game Power and all that kind of stuff, right? So I opened a magazine, and it's like articles of Microsoft being anti-consumer with their new Xbox system that's coming out because they have an Ethernet cable in there and they don't have dial-up in the inside of it, right? And so there was all kinds of articles. Microsoft anti-consumer. They don't care about the little people. What about people that only have dial-up? They don't have high-speed internet. This and that. And today you can't find a console that doesn't, or a computer for that matter, that doesn't have a high-speed Ethernet cable on it. And so for me at that time, I was like, okay, well, Microsoft is pushing technology forward. I don't see what the problem is with that. If you want to use dial-up, get a Dreamcast or get a PS2 or something like that. But Microsoft, for me, it seems like they're pushing technology forward. And so that's why at the time I bought all of them, and I bought the original Xbox because I wanted to see technology move forward. And I kind of relate that to 2013 as well, because whether we want to believe it or not, gaming is going digital. It's going to happen in the future. And what Microsoft was trying to do is not accelerate. That's the word I'm trying to find. They're trying to accelerate that process in 2013 with the Xbox One originally. And for me, it was like, okay, PlayStation is going to do what they're going to do. Nintendo's going to do what they're going to do. I feel like Microsoft was trying to push it to another level. And so at that point, again, it was like Microsoft was being anti-consumer. Can y'all imagine if the internet was what it was back then? Can y'all imagine if Microsoft changed their policies with the original Xbox? Can you imagine where gaming would be today? I feel like gaming would have been held back, like it was held back in 2013.
Well, Microsoft's anti-consumer was $4.99. People have got to. I don't understand. I know people don't understand that when you are selling something at $4.99 and somebody else is selling the exact same thing at $3.99. I'm sorry, but if all things are equal, and again, they both play game. I'm not here to say which was better, but the place we can't deny PlayStation at the better price. I think everybody here agrees $3.99 is better than $4.99.
Now hold on. Now, if Sony came out with their console was the same price, would you still say it was anti-consumer because of the price?
Yeah. It would have made it harder to buy the PlayStation.
But Sony still has the
Right.
better console. You have Spotify. You had all them free games
I'm not talking about all
versus
that.
Upload Studios.
I'm talking about the box itself.
That's what I'm saying.
PS4
When you got the box, you got SharePlay up. You got the Playroom. You have all these features and a better UI than Xbox. Even
But
if
wait.
Sony was $500 out the gate, it's still a better console.
So the
that's a matter of
better. Yeah, that's a matter of opinion because the Kinect, that's an awesome peripheral. Maybe not too many people
No,
use it, but that was
there ain't no games for the Kinect though. I'm not that lazy so I gotta tell my
games. There were games for the Kinect.
Not no games nobody wanted.
I have them. That's a difference. That's what I'm talking about. That's your opinion is your opinion. But what I'm saying is the Kinect was an awesome device for me, if for the kind of person that I am, and it had
for
games
people
as
who
well.
don't game. That's not a gaming device. A media hub. You're not a gamer. I'm a gamer. Are we talking about gaming or media hub?
Are you trying to tell me I'm not a gamer?
Andrew, let him finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me finish first, and then I'll address your comment. But for me, that was an awesome device to have. I had a PS4 day one. Mm-hmm. So you can't tell me I'm not a gamer. You can't tell me that. I like being able to come in my house and say Xbox on. All my whole entertainment system turns on. It recognizes who I am, and I can play my game and say, "Hey, go to Rise Son of Rome." Boom, it goes to it. Don't have to get up, put the game in, nothing like that. Just say, "Hey, go Xbox, turn on. Go to Forza Motorsport 7. Let's play." For me, that was some cool shit. That's just for me. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, do you think that when Microsoft, because I think this hurt them too. A lot of people don't realize this. Don Matrick, when he came out and said you could not remove the Kinect from the system, it was very integrated into the system. But then the first thing Phil Spencer did was he took it away. Do you think that's kind of what people are saying they're being?
No.
How it was
So if they're saying, I mean, for me, this is the way I look at it. I just look at things differently, man. This is the way I look at it is I wanted Microsoft's box to be Microsoft's box. Whatever they want to create with that motherfucker, let them do what they do. Let them be Microsoft. And so if they put out a system that they wanted to work with the Kinect, that's what they wanted to do. That's what they want to do. If Sony wants to create a hardcore system that's focused on power and exclusives, let them do what the fuck they do. Like, I'm going to enjoy the benefit of all that at the end of the day. If Nintendo wants to make kiddie games and Mario Kart, let them be who they are. I don't want the same shit in my house. I don't want it the same kind of games or the same kind of experience when I want a game. I want something different from each one of them. And that's what I appreciate. So if Xbox wanted to put out a console that came with a camera that allows you to speak to it and it recognizes you and it knows your body or whatever it is, and you can exercise with it and do all that kind of shit, let them be them. That was my problem with this whole thing.
Well, yeah, but the consumers decided that's not what they wanted in bulk. I mean, they've sold 20 million plus consoles before the S. I mean, I think the S is what they sold, maybe. I think they sold like 16 million, and then the S came out. They've sold pretty well in the S, for a multitude of reasons. So, I've accepted the Xbox S for what it was. I did a podcast last week saying that myself, I was trying to shove a round peg in a square hole. I'm expecting the Xbox to be a PlayStation, and it's not. It's just not. It's two different type of ways to consume media. So,
but Craig, can you imagine? Can you imagine if the same thing happened? Because it would have. I'm about 95% sure it would have happened if the internet was what it is today. When Microsoft put out that console, their first Xbox, and had an Ethernet port in it, and all the articles and all the newspapers and shit like that was saying it was anti-consumer. If that same shit happened, if Microsoft did the 180 that everybody talks about, if they did that same shit, can you imagine where we would be with games today?
Hey, Cy, can I ask you a question right quick, Cy?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Of course. You gotta ask me any question, man.
You always do the hypothetical and anomaly. I'm just asking, why don't Xbox guys stick to what is instead of saying what if? I'm just asking.
We've been talking about what ifs this whole time we've been on here.
No, but the whole thing of crossplay isn't necessarily a what if. We kind of bring up why they wouldn't do it. It makes sense. I'm just saying every time an Xbox guy brings up a point about why you should like Xbox or media bias or crossplay, it's always what if. I'm just asking why stick to the what if and an anomaly. Let's stick to how the world is spoken.
Your
Go ahead.
problem is the whole thing is about Xbox versus PlayStation with you, and I'm not trying to knock you for that or anything, but that's just what it seems like.
That's not true. You just made an assumption that's not true.
Okay, wait. I said this is what it seems like. You always say Xbox guys or whatever.
They say stupid stuff, so I pointed it out. Go ahead.
Listen to me. I'm about to address your comment. Craig is more so, I would say more so on the PlayStation side, and he just said, what if Microsoft allowed them to do cross-play with Rocket League, then maybe in the future, what else are they going to allow? What about Call of Duty and shit like that? That's the hypothetical question. So you can't say that only Xbox guys think this way. This is the way people think, not PlayStation versus Xbox guys. That's why I said.
But you brought up media and stuff like that. I'm talking about when they bring up the media bias. That's a what if. Like there was no. You were just talking about media and stuff like that, right? You said something about the media recently.
Oh yeah, I said if the internet was what it is today, if it was like that back in 2000, can you imagine what things would be like now? That's a hypothetical question that was asked by me, and it was asked earlier.
So that's nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking because whenever there's a debate, even with you, because I've heard debates of you too. I've known you for a long time. I'm probably since you guys got on the internet. It's always what if a hypothetical when you stick to the anomaly. I'm just asking why instead of sticking to what it is. The world has chosen 60-something million versus 20-something million. They feel like the PS4 is a better system for gaming. I feel like the Xbox is trying to be a media hub. So that's what it is.
No, it is. I can tell you that. That's exactly what it is. When I turned on Xbox Live, that thing started, like I said, it started tap dancing like the late great Gregory Hines. But that's not a knock. And at first I was upset about that. But I'm like, wait a minute, this is what they want. They want you to be on Xbox Live, and as soon as you turn on Xbox Live, you get an ad, not like a big whole TV ad. You get an ad for games with Gold. If you click on that ad, then something else for the Game Pass, which you get. I got the 14-day trial thing, and that popped up. And then if you click on that, then games with Gold? That popped up. And you click on that, EA Access popped up. And it's like, this is what they want us to do. They want us to get online, go ahead and sign up for these services. And I can't be mad at that because they made $1 billion. And somebody wrote a cashier's check over there for $1 billion. So it worked.
So can I explain something to you? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Just real quick, so I'm finishing up here. Finishing up, that's what Xbox is. And people have got now the PlayStation is the opposite. It's got a very basic UI. It does. All right. It's got a basic UI and it's just sitting there waiting on its consumer to either turn on PSN to download games or to put a disc in. I mean, I heard a podcast and Psycho, I shouted you out, the Kid Smooth podcast. And I don't know if you were there for the beginning podcast. The fact of the matter is the beginning of that podcast, for 20 minutes, they talked about the UI. They didn't talk about games, but that's what they got. And that's what I'm saying. It's sad on one point, but as somebody who's in the Xbox community, I have accepted it. It's kind of like that dude said, we're going to have to do this the easy way or we're going to be doing it the hard way. so it's just the way it is. But go ahead, bro.
Can I explain something to y'all real quick? Now, whether you want to understand it or not, or realize it or not, both of these consoles are in the race. Okay, the finish line is to be your center hub, the hub for entertainment. That is with both companies, as well as you can throw Apple in there too. That is the goal for these major companies. So it's not just Microsoft trying to be a hub; it's Sony as well. The difference is like I said, they're in a race. They're taking different routes to get to the finish line. Okay, one is trying to get straight there, and one is taking a roundabout way. Basically, I'm gonna put it to you, like your boy said, like One Stop said. One is trying to ram it in you, and one is trying to lube you up a little bit and ease it on in there on you. You know what I'm saying? So, and you see that, like I said, they both getting ready to go digital. How are they going to go digital? Xbox is going to do it through Windows 10. Sony's going to do it through PlayStation Now. Okay, that is the roadmap to get to the finish line. You know what I mean? And that's just how things are going. Sony's smooth talking you, and they whispering in your ear and saying, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do, or whatever. We're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it the way you want to do it." And they gonna get there at the end of the day. And that's how. That's why they're. Go ahead.
If they go all digital, all right, that's fine. I agree with that because, and shout out to Review Tech, Rich. He said, this year is the first year that more digital games got downloaded versus hard, versus physical. So yeah, that is happening. But let me ask you this: do you think Xbox X, with that on the horizon, should go to a bigger hard drive? Is it just only 1 terabyte, or is there an option when you buy it?
I have
Can you get one
clue.
It's 1 terabyte. It's one.
It's 1 terabyte. I mean, and I'm just asking. I'm not knocking. I'm not buying one, but I'm just asking if we're going to be doing more digital downloading, which that did just happen this year. I mean, hell, I did it with Elite Dangerous. So, but if that's going to happen, then don't we need more space?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have an option to get more space now. I mean, it's not when you buy it, that's to keep the cost down, but you can add an external hard drive to them and get as much space as you want.
Hey, Cycle, let me ask you about the external hard drive.
Oh, shit. Here you go.
No. I'm not to say you go try to debate. It's a question. Because, we just recently on PlayStation got the external hard drive feature. I have an internal hard drive, a 2 terabyte SSD. That's costing about $500.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to ask you is, if you connect an SSD external hard drive to your Xbox, will you get the fast loading times that I get because I have a $500 2 terabyte installed of mine? Do you still get the fast loading times?
I don't want to speak on something I don't really know about, but from what I hear, when you put an SSD card in anything, it moves faster, or a SSD a hard drive in anything, it moves faster. That's what I hear. So, like, honestly, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
That's the only reason why I bought it, because Bloodborne takes too long to load up. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that shit is crazy, man. But yeah, go ahead.
Jay's here in the chat. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, go ahead.
Oh, he just popped in the podcast, but he's muted. So I don't know if he is near.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself if you want. The name, because I've never seen that avatar before, so that's cool. Avatar.
I don't even see an avatar for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a cool looking avatar. But it's my whole thing though. I would go back to the whole anti-consumerism thing. Is that I just think people are, I think they're using it wrong. I mean, nobody here is being anti-consumer. I mean, it when a movie releases, all right, Dunkirk released in limited screens. I don't know if anybody's seen that or not. Is that anti-consumers or the people who didn't get the early release?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I just Dunkirk, the movie, is that anti-consumer because they only released that in a certain amount of theaters. It didn't have a wide release. It just went wide 2 weeks ago. It's been out for about a month.
That could be a money issue. You know what I mean? They probably don't have the investment to put it in all theaters. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is that, I mean, if we put on our business hats here, if options, it's not anti-consumer. I have an option if I want to play Rocket League, and I know that debate yesterday. They were talking about something called Pug or some players, whatever this game is. That is a PC game, is it not? It's coming to all right. So right now, if I want to play that game, I need to play that on PC. It is then going to come to Xbox either with beta. And this year, and then somebody is.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? You're echoing.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Shit.
But you need to go ahead and people need to go ahead and I don't think y'all understand what the people who are saying anti-consumerism. If I'm able to go ahead and make a purchase. On whatever platform I want. And Sony, I just don't believe is going to do crossplay because they don't have to. Didn't do it.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah.
Microsoft didn't do it last.
Yeah. I was actually logged in on my PC. There was that avatar was actually a pick of Sloan from Titanfall 2. One of my favorite villains, the one that ain't last long, the one hot chick with the little asymmetrical cut. Yeah, man. I was listening to the podcast earlier, man, and saying a lot of good stuff. And I think I was in one the other day. But you know, to what Cycle was saying, you know, when you think about why things don't come out, oftentimes it's a money issue. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you might have this person here pushing out this amount of dollars versus this amount of dollars. Now, what I want to speak on, right? Well, I'm not trying to take over the conversation or anything, because I had a lot of my friends at work. This one Xbox dude said, "Man, you got the wrong system. You need to switch over." I'm like, "No, I don't." I'm like, if I want Microsoft, I just play it on PC, game on my PC. But this just my preferential choice because I am kind of a power guy. But I'm not one of those PC elitist guys that say, "Oh, no, PC's better. Consoles suck." And, you know, okay, y'all hear me okay? I'm not breaking up, am I?
You good.
All right, good. Anyway, so he was like, "What do you think about the specs of the Xbox One?" I said, from a memory standpoint, the specs are nice. I said, but your biggest problem is going to be your CPU. And from what I know about the CPU inside the Xbox One X, it's not AMD Threadripper. You're like, what the fuck is that? It's AMD's new CPU architecture. I can go into it all day, but we don't exactly have the time for that. Basically, it's new processor architecture they have. And the reason why I say that is because Cycle, Craig, Andrew, you all know whenever you put in new stuff, the price is going to go up because you have to pay for what you put in that system. You know what I'm saying? To meet that bottom line, or else that shit's going to lose cost. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I said, look, the One X is a nice upgrade, is what they should have had when it first came out. And also, too, this whole thing with 4K, to me, 4K is nice to have, but 4K is pretty much overblown because of the fact that, you know, there aren't as many, you know, people out there using 4K. There aren't nearly as many people out there. 4K hasn't really penetrated the market enough. We still got 1080p TVs and stuff out there that people are still using. You see what I'm saying? So I think really what Sony and Microsoft need to focus on is giving us not just 1080p dynamic resolution with a really good frame rate, because dynamic resolution isn't exactly a bad thing, because all it does, the system is like, okay, if there's nothing going on, we can kick up the disc. But basically, the thing about consoles people fail to realize is that these aren't supercomputers. These aren't super machines. Consoles are about compromise, if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's like, you know, and what kills me is that we have arguments from both sides. I'm like, guys, these are consoles. They aren't going to do all this super fantastical stuff that a computer does, but at the same time, they are cost effective for what you want because of ease of pick up and play. Cycle might not exactly want to go through a whole bunch of programs to find a damn game.
I don't.
Be like, shit, this take too long.
I don't.
You know, his ass might want to come home, throw his damn Blu-ray, his shit, play a couple hours, get done, watch some USC, get a drink on, have some freak. But anyway, we ain't getting into all that. Y'all,
hey man, how you know me like that, man?
Man, look, like minds think alike. Except I just put glasses. That's all. But anyway,
yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point because I've always said if you want to play cross-play, you get on PC, you can play cross-play all day long. I mean, or you go to esports and you find the cross-play arenas. If you're a PlayStation guy, you want to play FIFA against all these Xbox guys or gals, because there's female players too out there that are getting paid good money, then that's what you do. Get up there and expect a console that's any company. I mean, if my company were trouncing my competition, and my competition, you know, it's going to be like, I'm sure if Apple called Microsoft and said, man, we're having problems with this OS. Can you all come over here and help us out? Do you think Microsoft's going to send teams to Apple? No. You think Google will send teams to Microsoft to help them? No. There's a reason why Microsoft did Mixer. Mixer is there because YouTube is a competing platform.
Exactly.
They're compete. They don't want. Microsoft doesn't want to put Google's. They don't want you to put Google stuff on their system.
And you know why, right? Because the thing is this: whenever you put a competitor's technology or app on your system, you have to pay the competitor a certain percentage to use their shit. For example,
Yeah, it's called a tax. I mean, you got to pay your.
Excuse me, I'm eating Mickey D's and talking at the same time, but I need to say it. Like, okay.
Yeah, my point is that they're not going to do it. I mean, this is what I've said to any. I don't do debates, but this is what I would say about crossplay. One, Microsoft is not doing it on Windows 10 to Steam. Microsoft, I mean, why aren't they doing it? Asking Sony to do it. Do it with Steam, and then ask whoever the Xbox guy is. This is for you all who do debates. Ask them, why does Microsoft have Mixer, and they just did not let people like me hit one or two buttons and stream my gameplay onto YouTube like Sony does?
Because they anti-consumer, goddammit.
Well, no, to build in an app to put on their system. Google is a competing company with Microsoft.
Yeah, let me speak on the whole. Let me speak on the whole thing. Like I have one of my homeboys, Cat, that me and him work together. He got an Xbox One. He got Mixer. He's like, dude, I absolutely, completely fucking hate Mixer. I'm like, why? He's like, because it's stupid as shit. Why didn't they just install a YouTube button on the Xbox One UI and allow me to directly upload? I said, well, you got two options. I said, your processor is gonna be, you trade this shit for PS4 Pro. Damn. I said, now, don't take me as a damn Sony pony, because I'm not. Because y'all see my dead ass 360 Slim, y'all see my Tegra Note 7 tablet, which I do miss. I tell people, I say, look, the easiest way to do this is to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a woman today at the car shop. Her husband asked me about buying a laptop. I said, well, my question is, if I'm doing it, I'm going to ask you, what do you plan on doing with it? The same thing if you look at the Xbox One and the PS4. Okay, PS4 is built games first. That's why they use GDDR5. I know this takes stuff over a lot of people's heads, but I'm sorry, that's just who the fuck I am. I like to do this shit. Secondly, the Xbox isn't in this damn kid. Get out, my man!
Animal.
Yeah. I got 4 cats, by the way. My roommate does. So anyway,
you got a woman. That's a woman love cats.
Yeah, I like cats too. Anyway, it's like, the thing is, I tell people, I say, look, the Xbox is an Xbox, the PlayStation is PlayStation. If Halo Storm is still in the chat, I want to shout this out to you, because he was talking about, man, y'all talking about sales. I'm like, man, look, I can care less about y'all motherfuckers not be fighting damn cats. The thing about sales is a metric to show how good something's doing. Because if something sells well, they're going to make more stuff for it because they got more money for the project. Now, in the case of Xbox One is more so inside the Windows ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So if you get down to why Microsoft is doing what they're doing, PlayStation is a hardware first company. Microsoft's a software first company. Well, Microsoft is doing more software services like, Windows, Office, and all that stuff. And a couple of games are throwing to say, hey, we do that too. So, again, the back of what Cycle was saying, you have one company doing things a direct way, and you have another one doing it the roundabout way, but they're all trying to reach the same point. So, he's got a lot of validity on that, because PlayStation allows you to do the same thing as far as entertainment apps, but those are more so secondary to what Microsoft has been doing. So it's like, the reason they released the X1 is because Microsoft been getting that ass tore apart in damn fucking worldwide console sales. You know what I'm saying? And I've always told people, I said, look, power is nice to have, but if you have no games to showcase the power of your system or what your system can do, then there's no point in having it. You just got a very powerful power brick in your house that ain't doing that. That's like,
yeah. Let me ask Andrew this real quick. I had to cut you up there, Jay. Andrew, let me ask you, $500 for this Xbox One X with no exclusive content. Then I'll go to you, Cycle. Do you think that's a tough ask for anybody? Forget about the fanboy BS. And you got people saying, well, I can trade something in, and they may. Let's start with somebody that doesn't have a 4K TV, because most people don't. And then somebody who doesn't have an Xbox One S, because most people don't. So 500 for decent. I'll go. This is for Andrew. Do you
Okay.
think 500 for this system for somebody who doesn't have nothing to trade in? Do you think that's a tough ask?
It is because Foz. No, sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Foz, anyone who's not tech savvy and Google CPUs, RAM, and DDR5 memory, 1 extra gigabyte of RAM. Anyone who's not in the know and a regular consumer, they're not going to know why they should go out and buy this console. Most people that's going to consoles aren't tech savvy people. Tech savvy people, somewhat like myself, I see why it costs $500. I expect it even to be up to $600. But the average consumer, that's going to be a problem because you're not seeing TV commercials for it. You're not seeing a lot of advertisement for it. With the hell is the goddamn sales coming from? And all these dumb idiots on the Xbox side making bets that it's going to outsell PS4 during November. Where's the advertisement coming from? You need the advertisement to the consoles. I don't see this console being advertised to the casuals. So I don't see it as a good sale.
It's not. And let me add on to that as well.
Well, hold on. Go ahead and finish eating. Go ahead and finish eating. Let's cycle away. All right, just so you know, that sounds gross. You're talking because I did it before. All right.
He eating Oreos. That's Oreo cookies.
Yeah.
But let me
go ahead,
and ask the what? Huh?
Go ahead, Cycle.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, cool. What I was going to say is, okay, first of all, this was already said that this is a premium console. It's not for the average consumer. So that's out of the window already. It's for the people who want, higher resolutions than what people was asking for since 2013. You wanted better resolution? Here you go. Here's the best resolution you can get on console. And we're giving you that system that's able to do that. That's pretty much it on that aspect. And so it's probably the reason why you're not getting so much advertisement. I mean, Microsoft already came out and said that they expect the S to sell more anyway. Again, this is a premium console, and this is just for the fans, basically, for the people who ask for better resolution. So I don't think it's that much of an ask for that person who wants better resolution because they can either get a PC, they can get a PS4, they can get an Xbox. I mean, if you want that, that's your option. Again, that's like we talked about earlier, options for the consumer. That's another option. So I don't think it's a hard sell based on what it's getting. Another point I want to make is why is it such a big deal for Microsoft to have exclusives or launch with exclusives for the One X? What did the PS4 launch with? What was that question when the PS4 Pro was getting put out there? Why wasn't anybody asking, hey, what games are going to come out with this PS4 Pro? Nobody asked
beautiful
that.
Infamous and higher frame rates, higher resolution. Go ahead. I'm being funny. Go ahead.
No, I know, but nobody asked that question. But I look on YouTube now, and everybody's like, "Why isn't it coming out with a game? There's no game to promote this powerful console." It's like Microsoft and Sony basically, again, they're saying the same thing and they're doing the same thing, just different ways. Sony said we just want to put out a more powerful console for the premium consumer. Microsoft said the same thing. We just want to put out another console for the more premium consumer. Why is it? Why are the stipulations different when it comes to what Microsoft is offering and what Sony's offering, even though they're offering the same thing?
Well, the Xbox One launched with exclusive content.
No, I'm talking about that's the Xbox One. I'm talking about their mid-generation consoles.
Oh, the first game. Oh, the Pro. The first game that I saw really running on it was I guess it was graphically different. Was a Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
And Mass Effect and Horizon Zero Dawn was showed.
Those aren't exclusives. Horizon Zero Dawn didn't launch with the Pro.
It was showed with the Pro though.
It's still in that 6 month window. Well, anything launching has a 6 month window. I mean, hey, that I can't think of the name of the game now. Titanfall did not launch day on day with the Xbox One. It didn't come out till like March or April, but it's still considered a launch game. But I understand.
Let me say this real quick. All right. Here's the reason why the Pro is kind of doing what it's doing and the One X is doing what they're doing. Again, both Microsoft and Sony said, look, we are basically trying to keep these systems within their respective ecosystem. It's like this. If you were basically to launch a game that runs fully on a Pro, but doesn't run on a PS4, that group who has a PS4 will be like, shit, I need to upgrade to the Pro. You know, that's kind of what would happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in order to keep both their sides happy, the Pro is more so a premium, a sort of a premium, well, not sort of, the premium version of the 4. But what they've been doing is patching in different stuff like HDR, some of the games like Hellblade on some of the games now that I'm glad they're doing on the Pro is that you have different settings like, you know, performance, better resolution, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the One X is probably going to end up doing the same thing because Microsoft's going to release patches for Halo 5, Titanfall 2, because they actually had a thing where Titanfall 2 was supposedly running in 6K. Looked nice, but I say, you know, resolution is nice to look at, but if the game fucking sucks, the game fucking sucks. So, you know, what people have to keep in perspective is that, look, the Pro and then One X are premium generation or mid-generation upgrade premium systems. Those are more so geared for people like me who want to buy stuff to see what it can do just so we can nerd out and be nosy as hell. Well, I don't go to the Reddit forums and talk smack. I don't even read the Reddit forums. I think they're fucking stupid sometimes. But that's the case of the premium console. But at the same time, though, if you think about it, what Sony's done, Sony's like, look, we're not gonna go all out. Microsoft went out, put an upgraded G480, 80 AMD 480 inside that One X. That's why it's 500. Like I said, whenever you do a substantial upgrade, it's gonna cost more. It's gonna cost more money to do so. You know what I'm saying? So whether the games are gonna run, I mean, because there are some games that actually run better on the One than they do on the Pro, because the One is a bit more CPU intensive. Like Assassin's Creed is a more CPU intensive game than maybe Killzone is. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the build of the game and what's running on that system. You know what I'm saying? To how it goes. So, you know, I guess you could say the mid-generation upgrade is a good thing, but at the same time, people are like, well, dude, what the fuck? I bought this thing like 3 years ago. Why do I need an upgrade? So it's almost like, and I'm going to say the reason why they're doing this, the reason they're going about and doing this is because of the fact that, they're trying to compete with the PC market. People try to say the PC market is dead, but the PC market is on a big ass resurgence. I mean, it really is on a really big resurgence is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, PC never died, but yeah, the X, I mean, there's only been one. I mean, it's so far dev announcements. There's only been one. There's been a handful of games announced that they said we're going to run and look better than the Pro. So I mean, it's going to do a little bit more. I mean, I'm on record saying that it does do a little bit more, but does it do $500 more? That's kind of what. That's what Andrew's saying. Cycle, do you think it does $500 more? I mean, it's just opinion. What do you think on that? Does it do $500 more, or is you think 500 is a big ask?
Cycle, where you at? Damn.
But yeah, to me, if you're at 500 with no 4K TV and nothing to trade in on your Xbox X, you're looking at a $1,000, and that's for a decent 4K TV. Yeah, you may be able to find one cheaper, but you're looking at minimum $1,000 for a decent 4K TV with the wide gamut HDR, things like that. And I mean, so you might as well go ahead and just get a PC that does the exact same thing.
So you Cycle, you there? Oh, no. Yeah. Well, Craig, I want to ask a quick question though, because remember, Cycle said that Phil Spencer. I don't know why everybody quote Phil Spencer. His job is a damage control. He reminds me of Xbox fanboys. They brought him in for damage control. That's why they putting his face out there. But he said that Phil Spencer said that the Xbox One S is going to sell more than the One X because It's a premium console, and we know most people don't buy premium cars because they're too damn expensive. They buy the mid-grade, the 6-cylinder versus the 8 or 12-cylinder.
Yeah.
But at the same time, didn't Microsoft say the reason why they're losing is because of power, or they believe because of power difference is a big reason?
Again, part of what they've told themselves, what the fanboys, not the Xbox guy. I have an Xbox, Cycle's got an Xbox, stuff like that. What they have told themselves is that they lost to Sony because of the power narrative, which again was nobody really knew about that until mid 2014. Nobody knew about. I mean, you couldn't really, because there was nothing to compare. There were no games coming out that were on both consoles. There was no Call of Duty. I don't think Call of Duty Ghost came out to 2014. Witcher 3.
13.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Call of Duty Ghost did come out in 13. Well, did it come out in 13? Okay. Yeah, 13. Well, I mean, what I remember about that is that IGN had a picture of somebody, and it said the Xbox version and the PlayStation version, because the PlayStation version was 1080p, and the Xbox version was what, like 720p? It was something like that. That was just in passing, though. That I think Ghost sold better on the Xbox, but the next E3, 2014's E3 is what I'm thinking of. That's when they being Infinity Ward or whoever, marched out on stage and said the new home for Call of Duty is PlayStation. Period. That is that. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Craig, real quick, like you probably wasn't around on YouTube. I wasn't even on YouTube, but I was on Infra-G and I was on, different websites. But this power thing actually started way before the consoles came out, because there were spec sheets already out there, you know what I'm saying, about the consoles. And so when people were looking at, and they were looking at it, the PC guys were looking at it and like, hey, like these new consoles are coming out, they look kind of weak. But when we're looking at them, the PS4 looked like it's more powerful. And so that's what kind of started this whole thing where it was like, okay, well, which one is more powerful? Because of whatever the specs were or whatever. And so when the console actually came out and the PS4 games were putting out 1080p while the Xbox was doing 720 or 900 or whatever, and that just kind of shot it all up in the air. And that was also a part of Sony's marketing strategy, because they already knew they had the more powerful box. So that's why they did that.
I want to say one thing. Go ahead. Do you not know what the first bad press of the Xbox One X was months before it came out? It wasn't power. It was they're spying on you by making you have a Kinect camera 24/7. I've seen it myself because I'm a very conscious person. That's why I know a lot about life. Mm-hmm. I've seen on multiple conspiracy theorist websites that never ever posted about gaming saying why you shouldn't get the One X because the government is spying from you through your camera. Listen, let me finish what I'm saying. Before I knew anything about the One X, I knew about the camera. Mm-hmm. So before you talking about resolution, a lot of people were making comments about the camera. Nobody wants to game with a goddamn camera. The government has access to your online ID through your console. It's in your agreements. You know that? You ever read all that? I've read it.
Let me add on to that. Also, too, another thing we have to. Can y'all hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Another thing we have to take into account as well is what Andrew was saying. It may sound like a crazy conspiracy theory, but this is the thing. A lot of software, with the exception of Apple, in some cases, is left broken because what it does, it allows the NSA to basically track you by keystroke. You know what keystroking is? Basically you simply typing in the address. Let's say you go to Pornhub, like some folk do, right? All they got to do, and how do you think the Google ads work? These algorithms are built into a system, into the software to show where you're going, so they can modify what ads they want to send to you.
Hey, let me cut it just 1 second. I just recently bought a car. I just want to say, I recently bought an expensive ass German car. Whenever I go on the website, they trying to advertise me the same car I just bought. I know what you're talking about. Damn.
Right. So this all goes back to what I was saying earlier, that they both were doing the same shit. just in different ways. They're different companies, so they're going to do it in different marketing strategies. They're going to use different tactics to get your money and get what they want out of business. Okay, so, and this is one of the first, like you said, like that was one of the first things, right? That was the first time I was ever called a motherfucking Xbox bitch. So I already know.
That's fucked up.
I already know. Yeah, so I already know how it goes. And this is the reason why. Okay, so they were saying that, you know, Microsoft is anti-consumer or whatever, and they're putting out this thing that can look at your house and tell you what you're gonna buy and try to advertise to you or whatever. And so I got on. I'm like, well, that's already happening right now on your computer right now.
Yep.
And I showed it to somebody. I said, look, I'm gonna type in Adidas, okay? And I kept a screenshot of my screen. I typed in Adidas or whatever, and I was on the website for a little bit. And then an hour later, I got back on Yahoo, and I saw all kinds of Adidas ads on there. Exactly. I was like, now this is already happening to you right now. And well, fuck you. You can say Xbox bitch. And I'm just like I'm not trying to defend it, but I'm just saying it's already happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the advertisements, and from what it was, you can turn it off as well. That's what they say. You can opt out of it, and you can turn it off, and you don't have to have it on if you don't want to.
Actually, to add on to what he just said, because I'm gonna add on because what he's saying is true. The thing is this: the NSA basically our government listening in on our communications. Probably listen to this fucking Google Hangouts now. Let's talk about video games and moan about shit. They're probably like, well, we've been listening to these idiots like these guys for the past 20 years. I mean, even though you can go all the way back to damn J. Edgar Hoover and see that phone tapping with some shit that they did on a constant basis. But we're not going to go into all that. We're focusing on today. Again, companies being compromised by the government and the government being able to basically say, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this for these reasons. They can say, look, we're listening in on phone calls for this particular reason. They don't have to tell the company the reason they're doing it. They just give it some BS, nice sounding reason. And the company's like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll let you in just to keep you from bugging us. And next thing you know, it's for a whole nother means. But, the thing is, both cameras on the One X and the Pro basically allow people to look into your life.
Exactly.
Right, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening on your laptop right now. That's what's happening on your cell phone right now.
That's why I keep my cameras covered up with electrical tape.
And this is what I'm saying. Like the Wii, the original Wii not the original Wii, but the Wii U came out with a camera on the controller, and nobody said shit about none of this stuff. Like that's what made me feel the way I feel about things. It's like things are already happening. Things are, the Wii U came out and it has a camera on the controller. Nobody said anything about that, but all of a sudden, y'all are freaking out about Microsoft coming out with a camera on their system.
It's not about just freaking out.
What about the rest of this shit?
That's what I'm saying. Microsoft, as the Xbox, has never been as popular as Sony. You miss the point all the time. If you're not as popular as Sony, you have to do everything you can do to be careful and not make sure you have backlash to compete with Sony. Sony can get away with hold on. Sony can get away with more because they've earned a reputation of kings of console gaming. No one's messing with Sony in console gaming, so they have more leeway when it comes to fucking people over. You don't when you're in last place. You're still competing with Nintendo for the console space.
Right.
That's the point.
And for me, I don't. That's me personally. I don't care about popularity. You know what I'm saying? Like I care about what functions well and what does well for me. That's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you. I don't care about your past systems. I don't care about any of that shit.
Well, Peter Moore, let me just say, Peter Moore, when he was at Microsoft, said something, and I'm paraphrasing, that they did not want to launch opposite Sony. They always wanted a staggered launch because they knew they couldn't go toe to toe with them. It was that's the biggest mistake Don Matrix made. Is if he puts that console out maybe in March or April of 2014, and it may have had better, because they could have done the damage control as far as a DMR. They could have said, look, we're not going to have that. The Connect will be an option. Right. We're going to have two SKUs, one with it, one without it. And if they had just done something to that effect, I think they would have smoothed over a lot of hurt feelings. It doesn't change anything now. They don't have enough first party IP on that console. That's why I personally believe they want crossplay, because they can just backdoor into other people's stuff. You need to have the Nintendo to play game A. You don't have to have the PlayStations that play game B, because we can play it over here as well. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, and that makes sense to me. Hey, look, we're getting hammered over here. You give us the option just to join and play with you guys. And it's just like that to me makes more sense than anti-consumerism. I mean, because that's, like I said, it's a Hail Mary. This Xbox X is a Hail Mary. Because if it does okay, and I'm not here to say it's going to be horrible, if it does okay, we all know Sony's going to come out with a more powerful system here in the next 36 months. I mean, it's going to be more powerful. So is Xbox going to really make Xbox XX? You know, yes. Xbox X.
They're already working on it. So.
Well, I'm sure they've got the SKU. Yeah, I'm sure they've got another SKU. But are they going to greenlight that? Ties this.
Well, technology continues to advance. It's going to keep happening. The cycle is going to keep happening over and over again until we get all digital. And sooner or later, they're going to start putting out boxes. Once the technology gets there, they're going to start putting out boxes without hard drives in them. I mean, not hard drives, but disk drives. Not hard drives, disk drives. Sorry.
Yeah, that'll save money. That'll save it. But boy, GameStop money.
Yeah, and be able to put more. That's the thing. I feel like Microsoft was trying to accelerate that whole process. And I think, and it's another thing I think about, it's like, and it frustrates me with digital games. It's like, okay, you're saving money on all these aspects, you know, by having your game digital. If Microsoft would have came out and said, okay, we're going with a digital console, but your games will be cheaper. Your games will be $50 or $45 or whatever. If you decide to go the digital route, that would have done wonders for people, because it's like, okay, what kind of sacrifice do I make? If I want the hard copy, I can go ahead and get the hard copy. But if I get the soft copy or the digital version, I can get it for a lot cheaper. That would have benefited them by so much. And this is why I like even though I can't play it right now, this is what I love about Hellblade. It's because it's a game out there. It looks like a AAA game. It's $30. It's digital, so that cost goes over to the consumer. You know what I'm saying? So the consumer benefits from that by being a digital game.
Yeah.
And so that's what I appreciate, and that's what I wish Microsoft would have. That's the approach I wish Microsoft would have taken with the whole.
But also too, to speak on the whole digital games aspect, digital games kind of really aren't a new thing. Again, when you look back at the PC platform, the Steam thing, all that crap's digital. You know, I love having a hard copy around in case that digital version mess up. I got the hard copy to boot from and download all the mods I got for it and whatnot. But again, the whole thing of digital fails, and digital itself is not really a new concept. I mean, it's been going on for the past 15 years or so. So it's like, you know, like Cycle said, when you sell games digitally, that cost goes to the consumer. And it cuts out the middle.
It does. Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm familiar with Newegg.com. They sell everything. It's basically an electronic superstore. It's kicking the ass of Best Buy. It's kicking the ass of a lot of these brick and mortar stores, because you can go online. I could buy an AMD Ryzen chip for like $249, you know, free shipping and all that stuff. You know, they have those type of deals. And where I'm working at right now, Wayfair, I'm pretty sure y'all seen the commercial. Wayfair, you got just what you eat that shit. Well, I work at a warehouse. All Wayfair does is sell furniture. So what happens is they buy the furniture online, they ship it to us, and we ship it out to the customer. Basically, the only middleman is the warehouse that we're using to move the product to the people. You're buying everything online. Newegg, that's not the case. They got a warehouse where they put it on a truck and they ship it to your location. So again, if you think about it, we're buying stuff digitally as opposed to going to a brick and mortar store, finding some fool with a stupid ass grin on his face trying to shit us out of a deal. When you can go online and find a deal, and right now in my current job, we in peak season. So guess what? We about to have furniture deals up their ass. And that's basically the back of what Cycle was saying. Digital makes things a lot easier to acquire, and things are a lot cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say Cycle had a store and I had a product, right? Let's say I had this product that was, I don't know, something for your girl. I'm not gonna go into detail because I know we have some immature ass people phone line to help her get her libido up. Well, guess what? If I sell the cycle, he got to get a cut because he my middleman because it's in his store. You know what I'm saying? Right. He got to get a cut of that profit. So, you know, when you think about it, digital is already happening, but brick and mortar stores are fighting. Brick and mortar stores, I think, will always be more important because you will always have old school gamers like my brother who grew up with fucking Atari, who played, who used to play retro games. You know what I'm saying? Right. Brick and mortar stores.
Hey guys, I'm gonna cut you. I gotta go right quick, man. Much love to all y'all, man. Enjoy the conversation. I gotta clean the house, bro.
I know that feeling. I'll be doing that here in about another 15, 20 minutes myself. But thanks for coming in, brother. Sharing your opinion. Always welcome. Appreciate it.
Hey, Fred, I'll catch you at Divas Gentleman Club whenever next time I come through there, okay? All right, bro.
You can't say nothing about that right now.
All right, man.
I'm about to roll out to y'all. My Hellblade gets finished downloading for the
all right, bro.
I guess it's me and Craig now. Shit.
Let me ask. Cycle. What's going on with that? Because I'm literally on that screen to download, and I got to call, make sure I got the fundage because I had a flat tire yesterday. That was 50 bones. But I need to make. There's something that's wrong with the.
Somebody said it could be my PlayStation. They said I probably need to rebuild the database or something like that. Because it keeps cutting off at certain points in the game. Yeah, it'll get to a certain point. It'll cut off, get a blue screen to cut off, and say re-download the game, reinstall the game. So luckily I got that unlimited data plan, but I had to delete it.
You must have
download it. Huh?
You must have Spectrum.
No. It's AT&T. But once it So the thing was, it'll cut off at a certain point. At first, it was doing it in the beginning of the game, and then like I got a little further. The second time I downloaded it, and it cut off again, and then I re-downloaded it again, and got a little further. So it's getting further every time I download it, and it's just weird before it blinks out. And so somebody told me to rebuild the database and it should clean everything out, and I should be good. So I'm trying this again with the rebuilding the database and reinstall the game, and it's my last try, man.
Man, I hope
if it don't work this time, I'm getting my money back somehow.
Yeah, and that's my other thing is if you do not like something you buy digitally, how do you get your money back?
I don't know. I'm gonna call Sony. I'm gonna show them all these blue screens I keep getting, and hopefully they give me my shit back. So we'll see.
All right, ass a very unhappy email and say, "Look, y'all service suck. I don't like it."
Will do. But all right, y'all. Let me get this a shot, man.
All right, man.
All right, see.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, I tell you what, because we've been on for about 2 hours. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and wind it down. Let me go ahead and close it out real quick here. Tuesday or Wednesday on Xbox, PS Rumble. Their joystick mainly is getting kind of left behind there. The Greatness Tour in what's it called here? Oh, in North Carolina. Yeah, Mooresville, North Carolina. Go, everybody, check that out in that area. Yeah. So I have here. Oh, Assassin's Creed Origin Combat. They got a real good video on IGN. Everybody who wants to go check that out. I looked at it. It's only 7 minutes long. They have changed the way we're going to fight in that game. No more of the block parry counter. It's none of that's here on this one. So it may be a little bit, but it sounded pretty cool. So, but that is it, you guys. I appreciate it. This was the first open podcast I've done in like 6 weeks. I hadn't done one in a while. So I do appreciate everybody hanging in there with me. Big shout out. We got up to like 35 people watching on a Saturday afternoon. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Cycle, man. Thanks for coming, talking about the anti-consumer thing. Hopefully it's a little more, it's clearer than mud now, I guess. Shout out to Andrew. Thank you, brother, for coming on. And Jay, always a pleasure coming on in here. But this is Craig Harris. I'm going to bounce on out of here and see if I can, if I got enough quiche. If not, I'll be playing. Somebody join me on Forza 3 on the Xbox. Situated Spoon 26. Send me an invite. Let's play some Forza. Let's prove to these people that the Xbox guys do play their games. So I got to send something back to Fox too. All right. So look, give a big shout out to Porter Rock 77. He will be on Weapon Wheel tomorrow. Go check out the People's Champ undefeated against the Xbox, which you know, he's the man. Like I said, they put a warrant out for his arrest. And check me out tomorrow, hopefully on the Gamer Couch with Fox.
You said they put a warrant out for this dude arrest for real?
I was just kidding for murdering those Xbox. Yeah.
Look. Yeah. That's what I'm finna say. When you get put on APB, you're one of the best all time. I ain't want to say it on your podcast because they want to swear that bad. But hey, everybody, yeah, we thank y'all for coming into the podcast. I thank Craig, the man in the blue chair, for inviting me in the podcast. With my
Green
brother
chair.
from another mother, Soccer Gamer, who drank and get his freak on with it. Well, I don't know what he do. My boy Andrew, who's a mod. I want to shout out a very special person, Halo Storm. Your arguments are hilarious, even though they fall flat. But hey, we like you anyway, even though you may say some stuff that make us cringe. But hey, man, yeah, we want to say we love y'all in the chat. We love everybody for stopping by. We love y'all for coming to try to appreciate the work that my man, Mr. Viagra of YouTube, Craig Harris, does with the blue chair, with his shine of cognac in his hand. I don't know what the hell that man drank, but yeah, man, we about to be up out of here. So we just want to say much love. Xbox, support your damn games. Shut the hell up, get some twat in your life, and it'll be all right. Space Kirkin.
All right. Well, yep. We're going to get on up out of here, you all. Thanks for joining us. Shout out to the people in the chat. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, shout out to everybody. King Wave, Halo Storm, Almighty Spartan God, you know, Billy Doc from all the way around the world coming and saying hello. So Ryan Landis, thanks for coming. Corey Massey, all you guys, thanks for coming. To Savage Uger, you know, EJ Johnson X. Appreciate all you guys coming. And to all the old subs and the new subs, Harris, the black man in the green chair, Craig's Corner, signing out. And if you go out tonight, wear white. Take it easy.